going on, guys? So I just got some new rims put on my Expedition, and now I am getting a tire pressure monitor fault. And I know that it's because the sensors are not in these new wheels. I didn't want to spend $500 on the new sensors that would go with these wheels. So I'm going to show you what issue I'm having at the moment. So every time I start this thing, you can see I get tire pressure monitor fault. Now that is because I don't have the sensors in the wheels anymore. And I also didn't want to spend the money for the new ones that were supposed to go in these. So I'm going to show you how to fix this without having to spend 500 bucks. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. I'm sure some of you guys have had the same issue, but when I went in to get these new rims put on, the wheel sensors for the factory wheels would not fit on the new rims, so they gave me the ones that were out of the factory rims. Now what I'm going to do is create a little storage container for them that is slightly pressurized, so that I can make sure that the pressure sensors are actually seeing pressure even though the tires are not. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so check this out. These are the sensors that got taken off of my car when I got the new rims, right? So these are the sensors they gave me, and these are supposed to be communicating pressure back to the ECU to say, hey, the tire pressure is all good and dandy. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these two cups. This is just some PVC I bought at the local hardware store. I'm going to cut a piece of this, glue caps on both sides, and I'm going to shove these guys inside of it. And I also bought a valve stem to install in one of these caps so I can pressurize it up to 40 something PSI. So let's get started. We got that on there. Now we can use our primer and our glue and our small piece we cut. So here's our primer. Get this little prime. Get this little prime. We're gonna glue it up. I always like to give it a twist when I'm doing pipes like this, just to make sure that it gets a good seal. I'm going to do the other side. Now this is where we put our sensors in, okay? So you put your sensors in here. You might have to stand them up so they all fit. Around the other side. Get our glue ready. Heavy on the glue. We want to make sure that this is a really good bond. Shove it together. And because there's air pressure in there, you're gonna have to hold this together, right? So there's already gonna be pressure in here. So you gotta make sure that you hold it together while it's drying. Look at that. I already sealed up. That stuff sets up pretty quick. All right, so now we're going to pressurize this and we're going to test it out. All right, so you can see our finished product here. This is what we ended up with. You can see we got a valve stem on the top of there. What we're gonna do, I got this AirHawk Pro a while back, and I gotta say, this thing is awesome. If you need something that's quick, that can air things up, battery powered. It's got a nice little gauge on the back that tells you the actual pressure that you're working with at the moment. So we're gonna set this. We're gonna set this to 40 PSI. You can't really see that too well on the camera because of the glare, but we're gonna set that to 40 PSI. And then we're going to air this bad boy up. So see, right now it says there's nothing. It only registers when it gets over 5. Look at that, 40 PSI. So now we've got 40 PSI inside this, right? And we've got our sensors in there. So what we're gonna do is check the air pressure. We're gonna see what it looks like, and then we're gonna go make sure that this makes the light turn off. So the idea behind this, guys, is that you are telling the sensors that they see the pressure that they're supposed to. So your car, as long as you keep this in your car, it will say, hey, the tires are good, and your light will be off. So the one thing I will say about this is that it's tricky to get the air pressure right, because it doesn't take very much to let out what you've got in here. So now that I've got the air pressure set right, I'm gonna cap it. We're gonna go see what the car says. All right. So now I've got this. I'll set that guy there. All right, so there you have it. I have no more light on here. You can see that the warning light's not on, and the tire pressure monitor system's okay. There we go. So here you go. That's our fix for this. We've got the tire pressure sensors in here. I did have to mess with this to get the pressure just right so the system was happy, but you'll have to check your vehicle and make sure you do the same thing. But there's the quick and dirty on how to get that done. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you being here. Give me a thumbs up. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.